UFC Vegas 32 Sandhagen versus Dillashaw just recently wrapped up. We're going to recap the entire card, give you guys my reaction, thoughts. I mean, there was some fire action throughout the entire night from bottom all the way up to the top. Some controversial decisions in there. Prediction-wise, wasn't a great night. Went about 4-7, which is not a great record, but with some bad decisions. It is what it is. I will definitely be back with some fire picks next week. Those full card predictions drop tomorrow. And honestly, the fights that I got wrong, some of them were toss-ups. So I'm really not all that upset. Just more disappointed in the bad decisions. I hate to see fighters that deserve victory lose fights. Let's talk about the first fight of the night and work our way all the way up to that main event. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here as well. And let's get to the first fight of the night. It was a perfect prediction. Diana Belbita versus Hannah Goldy. I had Diana Belbita winning it. Hannah Goldy was jacked. Her physique is off the chain. I don't know how she passes USADA. Diana Belbita put it on her, though, dropping her multiple times throughout the fight. Had, honestly, a breakout performance now. Gets herself on track with a good win over Goldy. Nearly gets a stoppage. Goldy, though, is tough as nails. Like, I got to give her some mad respect. She didn't go out. She's super physically strong, but it was a great win for Diana Belbita, who actually finished on the bottom of the mount position. So Goldy was able to get off some big strikes at the very end. Diana Belbita was a dog earlier on in the week, but the lines came a lot closer. It was a good win for Diana. She'll move forward in this women's strawweight division, which is a pretty stacked weight class. We'll see how far she can take it. I like her striking game, and she is pretty fun to watch. Always delivers with action-packed fights. Keep on moving up. Sijara Eubanks destroys Elise Reed. Another money prediction. Inside the distance play would have been fire there if you did bet it. But granted, it was expected for Sijara Eubanks. She ran over Elise Reed. TKO'd her in the first round, getting her first win by finish in a long while. Sijara Eubanks' grappling is always dynamic and extremely dominant from the top position. She looked on fire in an obvious mismatch against a smaller girl. Super impressed by her. Really want to see how far she takes it in the women's flyweight division because she is streaking there. She struggles at 35. She needs to stick around at women's flyweight, continue to make the weight, and I really do believe Sijara Eubanks is a top 15 at worst girl in the weight class. She might be towards the top 10 in that flyweight division. She has an awesome style and is a dynamic grappler, so I need to see more out of Sijara Eubanks. I need to see her at 125. Sijara needs to stay there for Reed, drop to 115, take a little time off. Her eye was badly swollen. We will see what the future holds for her. Keep on moving up. Another, as I said, perfect pick. Julio Arce knockout in the second round. It was fantastic seeing Arce put it on Yule. I thought he would be able to stop him, and he did not disappoint. Southpaw stance, massive left hand was able to hurt Yule. Yule controlled range decently earlier on in the fight, but as soon as that second round hit, I mean, Julio Arce started finding his rhythm and range, shifted into turbo, got the big knockout over Andre Yule. I'm super hyped to see what Arce has for his next fight, because I'll be honest with you, he beat Dan Ige at 45. I think he's a problem for a lot of dudes at 135, especially out of that southpaw stance. So keep an eye on Arce. Yule's not getting cut anytime soon. He's still a fun guy to watch, but bad loss here. Keep on moving up. Mickey Gall, Jordan Williams. This was a bit of a shocker here. I mean, it shouldn't have been as surprising, but Jordan Williams has a big win over Gregory Rodriguez, who's an absolute tank savage. Mickey Gall, though, put it on him, beat the brakes off of him, hurt him badly earlier on in the first round, and then is able to get that submission, too. He dominated Jordan Williams pretty much everywhere. I think Williams was being a bit over-aggressive, and he had no answer for the range advantage of Gall. Even though Williams had the longer reach, it didn't seem like he had the range advantage. Mickey Gall, a little bit narrower frame, but very long limbs. Excellent performance by Mickey. I was superbly impressed by him dominating Jordan Williams. Matt Brown in the corner, I'm telling you, is making a difference for Mickey Gall. I'm excited to see what's next for him. I'm going to throw a name out there. Mickey Gall, Carlos Condit. Let's do it. For fun. Let's do it. Why not? I'm curious of that matchup. Now, do I guarantee that happens? Absolutely not. Mickey Gall may not be able to find himself in that big of a fight just yet, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it after putting it on Jordan Williams pretty dominantly here. I was very impressed. Let's keep on moving up. Our next fight on this prelim. Nazarena Mavov beat the brakes off of Ian Heinisch. I think we got to close the book on Ian Heinisch ever becoming a top 15 guy in the weight class. He had a lot of hype for a while, but it's just been up and down, and consistent down now. I mean, he gave a gutsy performance against Kelvin Gastelum, but he had nothing for Amavov. And I'll be honest, Amavov struggled with Jordan Williams a bit. Amavov then lost to Phil Hawes. Granted, almost stopped him in that third round. Destroyed Ian Heinisch. It wasn't competitive. Amavov proved his wrestling game is seriously good defensively. And honestly, I was surprised at how good it looked. His dynamic kickboxing skills, speed in his straight shots, really good front kicks as well. Overall game, very impressive for Nasruddin Amavov. Beat the brakes off of Heinisch. Close the book on Heinisch, but let's open the book for Amavov, who may very well be a future top 15 fighter. I'm very interested, especially at 6'3" in the middleweight division. Lots of potential on this kid. He's from Dagestan originally, though. He grew up in France, and he speaks French. The man has some Dagestani wrestling defense at the very least. So great win for Amavov. Let's keep on moving up the card. This was an insane featured prelim of the night. Near pick'em's odds, Brendan All-In Allen put on a striking clinic against the man who was supposed to have a dynamic edge striking against Brendan Allen. We thought Allen maybe would have a chance if it got to the ground. No, Allen beat the brakes off of a knockout artist, Punale Soriano, striking. He outstruck him. First round, Soriano. Second and third, all Brendan Allen. Chopped him away with body kicks, straight punches. Brendan Allen has improved tenfold. He's 25 years of age. I'll be honest, this kid is a red-hot prospect. I cannot wait to see the next fight for Brendan Allen. I really feel like he's moving in the right direction. He called out a ranked guy. He called out either Strickland or Shabazian. I don't hate the Shabazian fight. Problem is, Shabazian is very young. And to now give him another tough fight in a row, I think that Brendan Allen could potentially beat Shabazian. I don't know if I want to see that for Shabazian. I don't have an exact name for Allen. I think he'll be looking to fight probably sometime by November. There will be somebody that opens up for him. For Soriano, he's going to be on the roster for a long while. He just had, his 9th pro fight? Serious experience difference, though Allen's the younger fighter. Don't close the book on Soriano. Needs to find a way to maybe throw more than just knockout punches. Needs to work on his jab, maybe work on closing distance with that jab a bit more, and then his power will be so much more effective if he sets it up, because you can see his power shots coming left and right. I like Soriano a lot. Tons of heart, super entertaining. Brendan Allen, though, improved tenfold. Great win for him. Let's move to this main card. Adrian Yanez and Randy Costa. Round 1. Randy Costa, the Zohan, put on a jab clinic. His straight punches were off the chain. He busted Yanez up. Now, towards the end of that first round, you could feel the momentum shifting, and it continued over into that second round. Yanez showed his skill set and showed his adaptability, and that goes far in this fight game. Adaptability is such a big attribute. Adrian Yanez is a straight savage. He started jabbing at Randy Costa, and Costa had nothing for him. And then he ends up cracking him with some huge body shots and then a straight uppercut that sits him down. Some ferocious ground and pound. The ref mercifully stops the fight. Adrian Yanez is real, guys. He is a damn hot prospect. He's still developing, only 27 years of age, but so many things to like about this kid, and a very big win against the Zohan. Adrian Yanez, keep an eye on him. I'm a personal fan. I love the fighting style. Reminds me of like a Masvidal Eshk, just down at bantamweight. Even Zohan, though, you can't write off Zohan just yet. He's a super fun guy to watch, entertaining style. I think he'll be around the UFC for a while as well. Keep an eye on both these prospects, but really keep an eye on Adrian Yanez, because he's going straight to the top right now, and he's undefeated in the UFC now, and he's on a knockout streak as well. Huge win for him here. Let's move to the next fight. Macy Barber and Miranda Maverick. First round, Miranda Maverick. Second round, Miranda Maverick. Third round, Macy Barber. Clear as day, 29-28 decision in my opinion. I don't know how the judges got this one wrong. That's tough for me. I don't know. I like Macy a lot. I think she's a very great girl. Seems like an awesome person, but that's not what it's about. It's about the fight. Miranda Maverick, in my opinion, clearly won the first 2 rounds and lost the third round. She did more striking. She had better exchanges in the clinch. I thought Fear the Maverick got the W here, but unfortunately, the decision goes in the other direction. That was disappointing, but that is the fight game. Unfortunately, it does happen. Miranda now set back with a loss. I will say, for Macy Barber's career, she's on a 2-fight losing streak. This was an essential victory, though controversial. Calls out Jessica I. I don't think she really deserves that fight, but I wouldn't be shocked if they make it, and I wouldn't be shocked if Jessica I beats her. So we'll see what happens there. I thought that she lost to Maverick here, so she could be on a 3-fight losing streak. Instead, gets a win. Congrats to her. Sweet person. Good things, I guess, happen to good people. Not that Maverick isn't. She seems like a very nice person as well. Good win for Barbara, I guess, even though controversial. She won the third round. At the very least, she won the third round. We'll see what's next for her. Called out Jessica I. I'm not opposed to that fight. Keep an eye on Miranda Maverick, though, because she's a red-hot prospect, too, and even with this controversial loss, she'll come back better. Darrick Minner lost in what I would call Darren Elkins fashion. He lost in the damage fashion. He dominates the first round, and then he loses in the second. Darren Elkins is still an absolute savage. This man does not stop. He's made out of steel. You can't tap him. You can't beat him unless you have stamina for 3 rounds. You need great stamina. Minner didn't have it. He gets stopped by TKO on the ground. He was done. He kind of gave up. He just covered up. He's like, listen, I'm finished. That's it for me. Darren the Damage Elkins still got it, guys. At 37, I'm shocked to say it, but he still got it. The prime Elkins form comes back after losing a clear-cut first round. Excellent work by Darren Elkins. I was super impressed. Big win for him. And honestly, gotta love Darren Elkins. I can't wait to see what's next for him. I don't know who it'll be, but I can't wait to see who it is. Minner, hard pill to swallow, tough loss. This definitely puts him in the bottom end, more towards that featherweight division here. Co-main event time. Let's talk about this fight. The first round, Kyler Phillips dropped Paiva 3 times, nearly knocks him out, put on a fantastic first round, though I think did too much and gassed himself later. Second and third round, I thought Paiva was victorious. You can't tell me that first round was not a 10-8. If that was not a 10-8 round, then what is? Because they gave Poirier McGregor a 10-8 round. They've given much less dominant performances 10-8 rounds. So what constitutes a 10-8? Isn't a 10-8 round, the fight is nearly finished. Paiva was nearly stopped towards the end of the round. He was rocked and hurt and dropped multiple times. I don't see how you can't score that. A 10-8. This fight is a draw. In my book, it's a draw. Another spotty decision on the card, unfortunately, but let's not let this overshadow both men with amazing performances in a fight that I would like to see again. To be honest, I want to see it again. Paiva showed a ton of heart and grit, comes back. He's an excellent striker. I've always been high on Paiva at 125. Even at 35, he's very good, and his chin looked better as the fight went on. Phillips, on the other side, he is a damn great prospect. I think he's got a really bright future. He needs to control the over-aggressiveness when he has his opponents hurt, because he went for the kill and he didn't get it, and then that's why he lost the second and third, and he loses to Paiva here in a fight that he should have drawn at the very least, but he could have won if he was more patient. Kyler Phillips, Raleigh Paiva, I would like to see it again, but it was an excellent fight. Now, because these guys are more towards the rankings, I have to give you who I would give them next. So let's bring up the UFC rankings, and I'm not making any exceptions. I am only going to be offering them ranked opponents. Let's say for the winner, I don't know what they're going to do. I'd like to see them fight each other, but I don't know what they're going to do with Phillips. He just beat Kyler Phillips, wrong weight class. I'm looking, I'm like, where's Kyler? It's like, he's at this one. All right, guys, how opposed would we beat a Paiva versus Vera? I'd be very interested in that fight. Raleigh Paiva versus Marlon Vera, I think, is a potential fight to make. I think they might end up doing that fight. I don't think Vera's booked with anybody right now. Kyler Phillips on the other side, bit of a setback. I think he'll probably get somebody unranked. I won't give you an exact name for that. I don't know who it will be, but it will be disappointing because the UFC is not often going to be doing immediate rematches for like non-title fights. Should do one. Phillips still has a bright future, as does Paiva. These guys are both 25 and 26. Keep an eye on both them in the bantamweight division because they're going to be here for a while, and they are staking their claim early. Savages, absolute savages. Guys, we've arrived at the main event. Smash that like button if you have not already, and let's talk about the main event of the evening. T.J. Dillashaw versus Corey the Sandman Sandhagen. Okay, so first round, T.J. Dillashaw pushes the pace. I gave him that first round. I thought that he did a bit more grappling-wise, got on top of it, blew out his knee, though, but still did a lot of good work. Second round, I thought you lean it towards Sandman. Third round, Dillashaw, for sure. Bad cut Dillashaw suffered too, man. Like, it was nasty bleeding into his eye, and he continued throughout this whole fight. So TJ's a savage. Fourth round, competitive, right? How do you score that one? Maybe you lean at Dillashaw. Maybe you lean at Sandman. Very close. And then fifth round, I thought Sandhagen won. My scorecard, inconsistent, right? Because half of me, I had toss-up scoring, I almost feel. Like I could see this fight going either way. I don't think the scores even do it justice. This was an amazing fight by two amazing fighters, and both of them won. At the end of the day, one person wins. Damage-wise, Sandhagen did more. Control-wise, Dillashaw did more. The judges went more towards the control, as they tend to. Damage tends to be the last thing that they score for, though very effective striking with Sandhagen. He gave up positions on a regular basis to Dillashaw, even if he wasn't taken down, and that's the reason he lost the fight. I'm not going to call this a controversial decision. I think that it was a fight that could have gone either way. It was a true toss-up. It was an excellent performance by both men. TJ Dillashaw showed a damn granite chin because he took some big strikes. I liked what I saw from TJ. I really did. And I am excited for him to fight for the belt once again. Sandman on the other side, he's going to need to build himself back. I guarantee you he will. The man did fantastic. Obviously, he was distraught in defeat. And I understand a total toss-up fight that could have gone either way. He lost the split decision. Wouldn't call this one a controversial, though. I think it was a competitive fight. It was close. It could have gone either way. Damage-wise, yes, Sandhagen did more. Striking-wise, he landed a lot of crisp shots that busted up TJ. But TJ still had his fair share of shots. Those leg kicks were fantastic. The position in the clinch, the close takedowns, and the couple takedowns, TJ Dillashaw gets it done. He gets a victory over Corey Sandhagen and moves forward. I think you do Dillashaw versus the winner of Jan versus Sterling without a doubt here. Now, on the other side, what do you do for our man who loses? If he can get back in there fairly soon, I believe there to be a fight between Jose Aldo and somebody. Let me double check this because I don't want to give you guys incorrect statistics. So let me quickly find Aldo. We find Aldo in the easiest method possible. We go this way. Okay, Aldo is fighting Pedro Munoz. Okay, this is perfect now. I think potentially you do Corey Sandhagen, Rob Font. And I think the winner of that fight could still fight for the belt. Like, 135 pounds is so stacked that you win. Really, like, it's a long road to the top. But with guys like this, I wouldn't have a problem with Sandman. Dillashaw fights the winner of Jan Sterling. Sandhagen, let's say he beat Rob Font. I wouldn't hate him being right in line for a title shot. Maybe he fights the winner then of Pedro Munoz and Jose Aldo, and the winner of that fight fights for the belt. I mean, there's so many options in this weight class. You got to love 135. It's fantastic. TJ Dillashaw is going to be fighting for the belt. He didn't lose his title. He vacated it. I won't be surprised if we hear Henry Cejudo somehow wants to come back. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that fight at 135. Great fight by both men. Ton of heart by TJ. Great control. Excellent striking by Corey Sandhagen. Both guys are fantastic. That was beautiful violence. Mixed martial arts at its highest level. I would say this is a 10 out of 10 card. The action does not get much better than this. This is going to be tricky, right? What was the fight of the night? Because honestly, there were so many good ones here. I'll be honest, I have to give fight of the night to TJ Dillashaw, Corey Sandhagen. But I want to also give it to Paiva Phillips. And I also want to give it to Yanez Costa and Soriano Allen. I think they all deserve big bonuses. Performances of the night. You want to give Darren Elkins a performance of the night for that comeback. You want to give Yanez one probably for that knockout. I mean, there's so many. Submission by Gall was fantastic. Arce with the KO. The beating. Every fight, like all these fighters deserve extra pay. Pay these guys all an extra at least $25K. Because it was an amazing night of fights. It doesn't get much better than this. As a fight fan, we all loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed the full card fight companion. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Full card predictions for UFC, Bellator, PFL, and more. We do live streams during the event. Tons of coverage throughout the week. We have the best bets. We have the full card predictions as normal. And then we also do a podcast as well, which is always fun. I got a guest on here. We chatted up for a while. It's my good buddy. Make sure you guys tune in to all of those things. Like this video. I need at least 40 likes on this recap. I think we can break past 50, but I want to say 40 to keep it moderate and conservative. So smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You guys are all fantastic. Blow me away with the expectations. I hope this hits 100 likes, so really go for that. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video.